Welcome to Debbie's Grow, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear, or favor. The Center for Democratic Movement says persistent insecurity and selective accountability have weakened public confidence in governance 1 year into President John Dramani Mahama's presidency. In its January 2026 assessment, Center for Democratic Movement pointed to prolonged conflict in Boku, which has resulted in periodic violence, loss of life, and destruction of properties as evidence of the state's failure to fully protect citizens. The group also criticized the frequent use of nulli prosequa and the selective discontinuation of high-profile cases, warning that perceived tolerance for impunity erodes trust in the rule of law, while acknowledging relative exchange rate stability and attempt at national dialogue. Center of Democratic Movement concluded that President Mahama's first year has been marked by missed opportunities, urging him to reset his approach to governance and place the welfare of ordinary Ghanaians at the center of policy decision. So this is the assessment coming from the Center for Democratic Movement. President Mahama has been in office for 1 year, and then a lot of people have assessed his performance. Last week, Thursday, we ourselves were on ground, and then we spoke to some Ghanaians, and they told us what they have seen. Now, the first year of the president, to me, has been good. The CD has been stabilized. We saw a lot of nuisance taxes that was scrapped. The e-levy was scrapped. The betting tax was scrapped. COVID levy was scrapped off. All these levies were being paying. We paid every day. We paid levies on that, but we do not see it used. The e-levy, for instance, we were told it will be used in massive development, especially in road constructions, building of schools, and a whole lot. When it comes to the COVID levy was actually brought on board to help sort issues in our health sectors, build health infrastructures, and ensure that problems or challenges being faced in the health sectors are being solved. I mean, when we come to the betting tax, we know our investors who complain that they bet and then they earn a little and they have to pay more than what they earn. And so the betting tax was also scrapped. We saw 24-hour economy being brought on board to ensure that people are employed. Although with that, we still have 50% of people who are not yet employed, and we are going to talk about that. So when you take this government, you could see that they've done their best. They've totally done their part. And as usual, any government that comes into power use 1 year to settle the debt mistakes of previous administration, and then going forward, they start with their own agenda, and then they ensure that they do what they promise the people. Now, one of the most important thing that everyone was looking onto for this government to do, which in a way everyone feels so disappointed, was corruption. And it was mentioned. High-profile cases that saw no light of day. Cases that was brought into parliament, and after that, was brought to court, and then after that, it was rubbished. We didn't see where it ended. Now, yesterday, I was listening to the chair of Yoko, Dr. Yao Domelevo, former Auditor General. And then he said something that really touched my heart. He said, if somebody has looted from the state and you want to take the money, it should be in double folds. If the person have looted like 1 million from the state and you want to take that from the person, it should be ×3 of that. After you've taken that from the person, you still jail the person. You don't allow the person to go scot-free. But when you take the money, well, it is true we are interested in the money, but after we've taken the money, what laid down procedures are we putting in place to ensure that such occurrences do not repeat itself again? That is what we are lacking. And he was clarifying the role of oral. We saw President Mahama bringing Operation Recover All Loot and a whole lot, but we are not really feeling their impact. And according to him, he said about 200 cases were rubbish. They said it has no vivid evidence. They are not into investigation. What they do is that the problem is being brought onto their table, and then they ensure that what is being brought or what is being given to them is nothing but the truth. And then they hand it over to the Attorney General, and then he takes it from there. And so the prosecution and everything will be done after the Attorney General verifies and ensure that whatsoever was brought to his decks by oral is exactly what it is. And as it stands now, what is the main purpose of the oral? The main purpose of the oral is to, what we are being told is that these people are being taken on. And we know people have looted from the state. But as it stands now, no one has been arrested. We've not heard of anything. And so we want to assess the government. And it's 1 year in government of being a president. Yes, the CD has been stabilized. Are we really feeling the impact? We are feeling the impact, but not too well. This is what people are saying out there. The CD has been stabilized. That is very true. And in a way, much more better than what we used to experience. But when it has to do with high-profile cases like corruption, no. We've had a lot of people that have looted from the state. And so going forward, we are hoping that these people are brought to book, and then steps are being put in place that such occurrences do not happen again. Now, when we take conflict, for instance, Boko conflict has been in existence for so long. And I think the president did his best. Asante Hind came in and then ensured that they spoke to these people to settle matters and promote peace. The conflict was not only in Boko. Some other places, there were also conflicts. And as I speak to you, some places are still under curfew. And sometimes you ask yourself whether you have a leader who really thinks about you. Because trust me, these people who do not have the guns, the money to purchase those guns and all that. There are people behind it. Who are those people? How do we lay hold of them? How do we prevent such occurrences from happening? And so as I said, moving forward, we are expecting a lot from the president. A lot, especially on corruption cases. How do we prevent it? Because for us to develop as a country, we need money, we need resources, and we have it. But how well do we manage it? We need to develop. Now we are exiting IMF, and that is a big plus to us as a country. But we need to put things in place so we don't get stranded at a place and then we've changed our mindset and no, we still want to go to IMF. That's money I saw about 1.4 billion has been paid to some people that we owe. Yes, the energy sector. It should tell you that Ghana, we are improving. We are thinking to be independent and not to be dependent on other countries. And that is basically why they are fighting Gold Board. They are saying our Gold Board have made losses. But I took my time personally to read it. We made about 96 or so revenue out of that. Profit, 96 million, 96, 94. I stand to be corrected. It should tell you that we are resetting our mindset. Because if you want to improve, if you want to make something good out of yourself, it starts from here, your mind. If you reset your mind, automatically it reflects in your being. It reflects in your whatever you do. Because the mind has already been reset that there is nothing like failure. It is success and that is it. And so you also make sure you discipline yourself and not to fall into traps that will prevent you from achieving that. And so Ghana, trust me, we are doing well. But the little things that will become a hindrance, let's make sure we uproot it. And people that will tend to satanic thorns in the flesh of the progress of this country, we need to take them out. People who have ordained themselves to steal from the state, we need to take them out. Because if we don't take them out, it's going to help us as a country. The president has a very massive vision, and for that vision to come to pass, we are all supposed to work together. And to the president, Mr. President, in your first year, you've done well, but we are hoping to see more. We are expecting more, most especially corruption-related cases. People who are involved in it arrested, money being retrieved, ×2 of that being retrieved. And that is going to serve as an scapegoat to others. Thank you for making time with me on Demi's Grill.